Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new episode of JSC Podcast. From our last episode, if you have watched, like I said, today we have a very, very interesting guest. And none other than Mr. Andre. Mr. Andre, how are you doing?
I'm doing excellently. How are you? How are you guys doing in moving from procrastination to
Podcastinations. It's definitely, we were in the world of procrastinating, then until we started, podcasting. And yet here we are.
I like it.
So, I was doing some research. You always have to prepare before you come to the podcast. And I was speaking to someone, and I said we're going to interview someone called Mr. Andre. Then she said, Andre, like Boa. And I was confused. What do you mean, Boa? Apparently, Andre comes from Boa. So I want to ask, are you white Afrikaner or you from overseas? I was actually confused. That's the point of this question. Are you Afrikaner? Are you from the Afrikaner side? Or did you, the white overseas? That's my question.
Answer is this, and I will quote President Thabo Mbeki, one of his better known speeches. I am an African. That's what I am. I'm an African every bit as much as you two gentlemen. It does so happen that I'm a white African and my home language is Afrikaans. That was the home that I was raised in. It was the language we spoke till probably age of 9, 10. I think in two languages. I think in English and Afrikaans. I'm equally comfortable in both of them. But I'm an African. I'm not from overseas. I have no intention of going back to Holland where my great grandfather came from. I'm from here. I was born here. I was raised in this country. I love this country. This country has given me many, many gifts, and this is the country that I hope to end my life in. I'm going to be living here my entire life.
That's really amazing. Speaking of your love of the country, I've seen and met many people who have talked about Mr. Andre and personally mentioned myself. The projects that you have started, welcoming us into your home. The love for South Africa that you have, what keeps you going? Why all of a sudden do you decide from your well-off position to actually decide to take part, especially in the black in the African community, to do as much as you do? Where did this passion, where did this love for South Africa actually come from? I mean, I get that it's your home, but what keeps you? Why do you have this love, this passion for South Africa?
We start small. I have a love and passion for Hout Bay, which is where we are broadcasting from this afternoon. It's where you two gentlemen grew up. It's where you went to school. Hout Bay is a very interesting suburb because it is a microcosm of South Africa. There's the black community in Imizambuyetu. There's the coloured community in Hungberg. There's the generally more affluent white community here in the middle of the valley. They should not be three communities. I believe it is nonsense to say, you're an Imizambuyetu citizen. You're not. You're a citizen of Hout Bay. Gresham, you're a citizen of Hout Bay. And this goes back a few years, I get tired of the stereotyping that happens in Hout Bay and all over the country, where there is an automatic assumption. You're talking to Andre the Boer. I'm not a Boer, I'm Afrikaans speaking African. So I have a passion about uniting this community, and I have a passion that in this community we must stop stereotyping. And there's too much of it. Even now, in the year 2025, after we've been a democracy for many years, there's too much of an inclination to say, he's black, therefore, blah, 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 blah. He's white, therefore he hates black people. He's Indian, therefore there's no such thing. There's no such thing. In every sector of this community, in this country and other countries, there are excellent people in that community, whatever their color of their skin, whatever their mother tongue is, and they are bad people. The optimist in me says the good people outnumber the bad people, and I hope I'm right. But so my passion is to unite this community, to stop this stereotyping. And can I, you must tell me if I'm hogging the floor because it's your interview and your show. I also am deeply concerned about the unemployment in this country because, and the former public protector, Tuli Matonsela, has got an expression, hangry people, hungry, angry people. Very, very dangerous combination. We are not creating the economic opportunities that this country should be creating, that this country is capable of creating. We've got to start marching forward. We've got to stop. We're stuck here and it's the fault of this one and that one. And we've got to say, the country's not in great shape. We all know that. Anybody that watches the news knows that. But what are we going to do to start fixing it? What are we going to do to free ourselves from the past and to allow people to start reaching their potential and their opportunities? All the people of this country, irrespective of their skin color, irrespective of the language that they speak. Those are my passions, to, it sounds wrong, but to help people achieve their dreams, to help people attain educational fulfillment, economic fulfillment, and to unite this country. It's one country. We're all from here. None of us are going anywhere. It's one country. It must start functioning as one country.
So, as you're speaking, you heard you mention of Hout Bay, and then you said there are 3 different communities in the, let's call it the suburb of Hout Bay. So, for those who don't know, Hout Bay is actually located at the south, and there is what they call Imizamuyatu, then there's Valley, and then there is Handbeck, some may know it as Harper. So these are displayed, if I may, by your allowance. So mostly IY, Imizamuyatu, is mostly populated with what they will say, black people, Xhosa, Zulu, but also some colored as well, but mostly. And then there's Valley, which they say there's mostly whites, Boras, I don't know, but such type. And also Valley, where they say there's colors. So now all of these people, keep in mind, they are one. Regardless of the skin color, nor race, nor the language they speak, they are one. But now, because of the differences of culture, skin color, and tone, that makes up 3 different communities. And which Mr. Andrew says it's something that he strongly believes it's because of stereotyping. So now I want us to come to the question of how then can we unite Hout Bay to be one as it's supposed to be? Because it is written in the blood of Christ, we're all one, neither Jew or Gentile. So it doesn't matter where you come from or what your skin color, but the truth is what? We are one. So now, how can we bring people who have gotten this information and knowledge from the past, taking it into the future, yet saying we want a better future with the mindset of the past? How can we unite Hout Bay as it is right now at the moment? What do you think could be done? Who has to stand, who has to take the first step into that?
All of us have to take the first step, and I'm glad you used the word step, because amongst our problems in this country, and there are many, we're not yet to talk about that, we get many people that talk and don't take action. You get many people that are good at moaning about this and that, and look how much money SARS has wasted, and look what happened in Parliament, and so and the roads have got potholes and